Yo, what's up, guys? This is Matt Kowalis from Detroit Sports Bettors. Hope everyone had a great Memorial Day weekend, had some time with family and friends, some beers, and of course, winning some bets on DraftKings Sportsbook. So shout them out. This video is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, thanking them for giving the Detroit Sports Bettors group specific promotions, specific DFS lineups, and then giving me the opportunity to dive into more information, giving you guys the best plays possible, which so far so good. You know, if you followed the video on, I think it was Friday or Saturday, it ended up being a very successful day. It was a 4-game NBA slate. I intended on covering 3 of those because I had some stuff going on in the morning, and Bucks Miami wasn't my favorite, but I did intend on covering Denver and Portland. Lucky for me and you, I thought the game was at 440, not 410. 2 or 3 of those plays missed, and it wouldn't have been great. But lucky for me, those games already started. You couldn't have taken those plays, so you had to look to the late games. And if you watch this video, you were very happy with the late games because we went undefeated. We hit every single one. We hit the spreads, we hit the over-unders, we hit the player props, man, everything. So I hope you guys had a great Memorial Day weekend. I hope you watched this video and you won some bets because of it on DraftKings Sportsbook, of course. And today we're going to be looking over another NBA playoff slate. And this is a 3-game NBA playoff slate, starting with the Boston Celtics against the Brooklyn Nets. Currently, this spread is -13 for Brooklyn, and the over-under is 234, okay? Some big numbers, but I'm riding with the big numbers. I'm going with the Brooklyn -13. The Boston Celtics just have too little. They have no Kemba Walker. They have no Jaylen Brown. They have no Robert Williams. You know, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle on defense. It's going to be a struggle on offense. Jason Tatum, yes, he should probably put up 35 points plus again. You know, his over-under is 33.5 right now on DraftKings Sportsbook, and I'd probably like the over there. I'm not touching really any player props because with player props, you got to understand that blowout risk affects that. If there's blowout risk and Jason Tatum doesn't see the fourth quarter, there's probably no chance he's going to hit that. All right. But going back to the game, I like Brooklyn -13 because of how depleted Boston is. And then again, I've touched on this before. When you're going up against a team like the Nets, who have Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, you have 3 guys who can go get you 40 any night, you know, and they're all understanding their roles. They're all buying in, and they're just playing good basketball. And then when you have other guys like Joe Harris, Landry Shamet, you know, Bruce Brown, Blake Griffin, Jeff Green will be coming back. Their bench isn't that bad either. It's pretty solid. You know, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be a very frustrating game, and I think Boston's ready to go home, honestly. It's been just an up and down season. You never know what you're going to get with this team, but I like them to get an exit, and I like them to get an exit by more than 13. My final score prediction is 124-106, going with the Nets. So I also like the under 234. Okay, I think there's just too much pressure on Jason Tatum. Yes, he can go get 40, but even if he gets 40, I don't know if there's enough. Marcus Smart is the number 2, a very hot and cold player. The number 3 is like Peyton Pritchard or Tristan Thompson. They've literally been feeding Tristan Thompson. That's how bad they need offense. So I'm going with the under here. And yeah, it shouldn't be the most exciting game in the world. Hope maybe it is. I don't know. It's playoff basketball. Their backs are against the wall, but there is just no offense on the Celtics right now. So I'm going to be on Brooklyn -13, and I'm going to be on the under 234. Going to the next game, the Portland TrailBlazers travel back to Denver, and that spread is at -2 for Denver. Okay. The over-under for that game is 226. And again, this is an exciting game. This is an exciting series. I expect it to go 7 games. Today, going back to Denver, I think Denver gets this one. And when it's a -2 spread, if I think a team's going to win, I'm just going to go with that team. So I'm going with Denver -2. But Coach Michael Malone called out the Nuggets, saying they were lazy, they were basically unenthusiastic, and really kind of gave them a kick in the butt. So when that tends to happen, I like the team that the coach was yelling at to come out hot. So I like the Denver Nuggets first quarter money line at -1. I think they're going to come out hot. I think they're going to make the necessary adjustments, and they're going to be ready. Last game, I think they were so centered on Dame Lillard because he was taking so many shots. He was putting up so many points. And then last game, he was dishing a lot. I don't know if the Nuggets were really ready for that. And they got embarrassed, absolutely embarrassed. So I fully expect them to have a better effort tonight. And I expect them to rebound and get that win. Because of that, I also like the over at 226, okay? And another main reason I like that is because of Michael Porter Jr. All right, his over-under is 20.5. I like the over there. I get it. Michael Porter Jr. has not been playing very good basketball, but he is the number 2 on this team, and they need him bad, all right? Sooner or later, he's going to go off. He's going to have a great night, and I think it's tonight. You know, great players can only stay down for so long. A prime example was last night. I released the Kyrie Irving point prop on Twitter last night, which is Detroit Bettors, if anyone's interested. But his over-under was 23.5, and I took the over. One of the DSP members messaged me and was like, hey, are you sure about this one? He's at 15 and 16 points in his last 2 games, you know? And I said, yes, that's exactly why I like this one. Because you have to figure, if you're riding with the statistics, which I do very often, a guy like Kyrie is averaging 26 points per game. Yes, there's been injuries. I completely understand that. But this is still a guy who can just go get a bucket anytime he wants. All right. KD is going to be the main guy. Yes, I expect him to get his. But, dude, these are 3 guys who can go get 40 any night. And if someone like Kyrie is off back-to-back 15 and 16-point games, you bet your ass I am going to lay the house on Kyrie in that 3rd game because the stats just aren't on your side. And if it's not game 3, then I'm going to double down and I'm going to do it game 4, okay? Because it's going to happen. These guys are too good. Sometimes you just got to ride the statistics. You do not wait for the game to hit and bet it after. You have to predict that game. And that's one thing that you'll learn, like, very much so in DFS, which is like daily fantasy slates, which I played on DraftKings a ton. And, you know, once NFL hits, I'll probably be diving into a little more DFS stuff, giving some more strategy and how to play that properly. So hopefully some of you guys are interested in that too, because DFS truly was my passion. And I kind of converted from DFS to player props once Michigan opened up the sports books, you know. So again, to recap that game, Denver -2, first quarter, Denver -1. Over 226. I expect this to be a closer game with a lot of scoring. And then Michael Porter Jr., my boy, over 20.5 points. Okay, still wish the Pistons would have drafted you. But going into the late game, the Phoenix Suns go back to LA to face the Lakers. The Lakers are in high question right now without Anthony Davis. Without Anthony Davis, this team has no chance. You guys have heard me say it before. This team goes where Anthony Davis takes them. And right now, the spread is -5 for the Suns, and that is because of Anthony Davis. And yeah, I would imagine mostly because of Anthony Davis, but he's just questionable right now. So if he is declared out, this line might move to 7 or 7.5. So keep that in mind. All right. But I'm going to be honest, either way, I'm riding with the Lakers points. Okay. This is one of those spots where the Lakers are back is against the wall. KCP is going to be coming back. And LeBron James is still one of the greatest players in the world. He's for sure my most disliked player ever. So if I am saying that, it means I believe it. And my favorite play of today is LeBron James over 27.5 points. Okay. LeBron's had 30 points twice in his past 15 games, but I think he gets it done tonight. I think he gets over 27.5, and I think he gets over 30. Personally, this is just one of those spots where everything sets up well for LeBron. It's not just because it's LeBron. If any star player was in this spot, I'd be saying the same exact thing. I go for volume. I go for minutes. I go for positioning. Okay. This position, LeBron needs to be aggressive. He needs to attack the basket. He needs to get this team going early. I think this is year 16 for him, and I would imagine he knows that by now. Okay. So he and the Lakers as well, they don't want to go to Phoenix down 3-2 with a chance of an exit. Either way, I think this series goes 7 games. So again, I like the points here, even if the Suns take this. I mean, 7 5-7 points. I like that's a good amount of points for a Laker team that plays good defense. Again, I didn't touch on the over under. That's 208.5. Again, we've talked about this before. I don't love Lakers over unders. You know, I would more so go the under with the Lakers generally, but I'm staying away from that one. I will be the one that I'll be on more than anything is LeBron over 27.5 points. Again, I don't think he's the guy who he used to be. Like really, like I don't know. He's not even really coming close to that right now. But I still do think he can go get 30. You know, he can go get 30 on a specific night when the team desperately needs him. You know what I mean? He's the one who's always saying that right there made me the GOAT. Well, go do GOAT things tonight. Either way, I mean that conversation died in 2011 against the Dallas Mavericks, but I'll talk about that on a podcast sometime, not here. Okay, so to recap that, Lakers plus points, whatever that ends up being, I would wait and see on the Anthony Davis news, but if you're not on the Lakers like me and you're on the Suns, I would probably take this earlier at the -5 position because I don't think Anthony Davis is going to play. If he does, you really don't know. It's going to be like a Chris Paul situation when he first came back, and you didn't know how many minutes he was going to get. He didn't get a ton of usage when he was on the court, and he really didn't get full minutes and full run until Chris Paul had his second game back. So I kind of expect the same thing here, okay? So to recap all of today's plays, we have Brooklyn -13, under 234, Denver -2, first quarter Denver -1, the over 226, Michael Porter Jr. over 20.5, Lakers plus points, whatever that'll be, keep an eye out for it, and LeBron James over 27.5 points. All right. So those are the plays for today. Remember, we are on Facebook at Detroit Sports Bettors. We're a big Facebook group, ton of opinions, stats, research. Everyone's giving out plays, not just NBA. I do NBA, UFC, and NFL, but we do have MLB. We have soccer plays. We have NASCAR plays. Like, you got to check it out, guys. All you got to do is request to be in the group. We'll accept you, and then you'll have access to all this great information. In addition to that, we have the Twitter, which is up to like 2.1K now, Detroit Bettors. I release plays on there. And then we also have the Discord, where the Discord has like, I believe it's up to like 700 members, where it's like a chat. You just go in, you have injury news, people are giving out stats, projections, and then you get to talk everything out, kind of like I do here. You know, I'm explaining my picks. Detroit Sports Bettors wasn't made to just take money and try and give picks. We're also trying to explain things, because at the end of the day, having this stuff at our fingertips, being able to make all these bets, it's sick. You know, it's a lot of fun. It makes games far more interesting, but you're adding a much more added risk. You can lose a lot of money really fast. And there is an education process. There's a strategy to this. So that's why I like to explain everything to you and give it the way that I do. Okay. So please, if you like these videos, if you're winning money, anything like that, add our other groups, like, subscribe, recommend us to other people. You know, we really do try and give you the best information possible. These videos don't take 30 minutes. They take a couple hours because I do the research, everything. And again, shout out DraftKings Sportsbook. Use DraftKings Sportsbook. Not only do I think they're the best app, not only were they the company that I was able to create my company off of because of them. Like, I made Serenity Medical CBD because of DraftKings DFS, not Sportsbook. But once they opened up the new Sportsbook in Michigan, I was able to kind of make a transition. And I'm just trying to give some information to people who need it. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to open it up. And this community is awesome. People are positive. People are friendly. Everyone's looking to help. So get in there. And as always, guys, best of luck today. Like, comment, subscribe. What a weird thing to say, but that's how it is today. So please help us out. Recommend us to a friend. You know, we're 17-5 so far on this video. The podcast we release once a week went 5-1. You know, we're off to a hot start. So let's just keep it going. Help us to spread this. Again, we want to give you guys the best stuff possible and continue to give you guys specific promotions, even outside of DraftKings. So thank you for all your support as always. And let's keep the winning ways going. You know what I mean? So happy Tuesday. Good luck today, guys. Go DSB.